Hey guys, and welcome to a Pokemon Top 10 video. Now today I shall discuss which top 10 Pokemon I think should become a fairy type Pokemon before we enter the 6th generation, aka Pokemon X and Y. Now before the video starts, I would like to remind you that these are all opinion based. If you think one of these Pokemon shouldn't be a fairy type, then please let me know in the comment section below which Pokemon you think should become a fairy type Pokemon and why. But anyways, I do hope you like this video. If you do, please leave a like. If I have 20 likes on this video, I was thinking that I would do a top 10 Thursday. So every Thursday I would release a top 10 or a top 5 depending on the topic video. So every Thursday should become top 10 or top 5 Thursday. Let us begin with number 10. At number 10, I have a duo, so Illumise and Volbeat would become bug and fairy type Pokemon. That is my theory, and I think that would be kind of plausible because just look at them, they're cute and they are kind of weak, so they kind of need a more balanced type to support them and not be kind of picked on Pokemon, bullied Pokemon, not only in the Pokemon games but also in the Pokemon forums and in the Pokemon fanbase in general, because let's face it, they're not strong in any way. They are very weak, especially in the stats and in their type. So maybe Fairy would be a very good contribution to that, not only to their stats but also to the type matchup, so that they wouldn't be picked on as much. And to be honest, it kind of fits to them, doesn't it? Just look at them, they're cute, they are bugs, and they have such a nice color scheme. I do like it. I do like the fact that I want to see that there is a freaking fairy sign on them the next time I encounter one and I capture one. And it says in the Pokedex, bug and fairy. That's what I want to see in Pokemon X and Y. At number 9, I have Milotic, and I do think that this Pokemon should become a fairy type Pokemon, and let me tell you why. So to evolve a Feebas into a Milotic, you need to have its beauty to max. So that pretty much gives a big statement on that Milotic should become a fairy type Pokemon, because fairies are usually very beautiful creatures. If you look at the fairy tales, if you look at in general any romance based fairy, you'll find that it's always beautiful. Fairies are usually very beautiful beings. Every little girl will tell you that a fairy is a beautiful, very fragile creature. Although Milotic isn't that fragile, it's more of a beautiful beast, I could say. So I don't think that Feebas would be water and fairy, but I do think Milotic will be water and fairy, just because it will become a very beautiful Pokemon, because the beauty stats is on the highest possible for a Feebas for it to evolve. And like I just said, fairies are beautiful creatures and Milotic is beautiful. At number 8, I have yet another duo, and it is Chansey and Blissey. Now, I would make them pure fairy type Pokemon because I do like their design and also their very caretaking nature. Obviously, in the Pokemon anime, you have a Chansey next to Nurse Joy, and fairies are very foresty Pokemon, but also like to look after each other and also look after the forest, which is kind of interesting. And because of Chansey's and Blissey's very caring nature, I'd say that they would fit in as a fairy type Pokemon. At number 7, we have yet another caring Pokemon. It is the Pokemon Audino. So just like Chansey and Blissey, you can see it next to Nurse Joy in the Pokemon anime. Now, it is known as a natural doctor, and it can nurse injured Pokemon back to health and is very calm. So yet another fairy feature. I do think that Audino would become a pure fairy type Pokemon, just like I think that Chansey and Blissey would become pure fairy type Pokemon as well. At number 6, I have a trio of Pokemon, and these are the first legendary Pokemon that you can find on this list, but not the only ones. So the trio is Mesprit, Azelf, and Uxie. Now these three are always referred to as fairy-like Pokemon, and if you just look at them you can already understand why. Just look at their body structure and the color scheme. Very bright, very colorful, and their little gem is very, very awesome. So, I do think that these will become a psychic and fairy Pokemon, and I do like this matchup a lot just because they seem very mystical and they also keep stuff in balance, and fairies also sometimes balance the power out in the universe when it comes to fairy tales. At number 5, I have yet another duo. Wow, so many duos in this top 10 video, yes. Because the next duo are two evolutions, Togetic and Togekiss. Now, there are two differences between these two Pokemon when it comes to the type matchups. Togetic would become a fairy and normal Pokemon, and Togekiss would become a fairy and flying type Pokemon. So these are the only two differences that I can say to you that I would like in the Pokemon X and Y games. Now, just because they look so amazingly colourful when it comes to the little designs on their bodies, I do like those. They just seem very mystical and very cheerful, very happy, and they spread joy, especially in the anime. Togepi wasn't always the strongest Pokemon, but was always there for a laugh and was kind of cute, and I do find that fairy type Pokemon should be cute. At number 4, I have the Wish Pokemon Jirachi. Now, if you just look at this Pokemon, you would see that it does have a very fairy touch to it. I do think that this Pokemon would become a Steel and Fairy type Pokemon, because Steel and Psychic doesn't really fit to it. I think Steel and Fairy is a lot better fit than Steel and Psychic, because just look at it. It doesn't seem that very psychic, because Psychic represents the mind when it comes to the types. Because it doesn't really seem that the psychic of a person would really fit to the wish, I think a fairy, a more magical, a more mythical creature that also can grant you a wish, would make it a more fairy and steel Pokemon. At number 3, I have yet another duo. The duo is Clefairy and Clefable. Why I chose them? It is self-explanatory, isn't it? Clefairy? Clefairy? Yes, Clefairy would become a magical fairy type, and it would become a pure fairy type just by looking at it. Oh my god, normal does not fit in any way to it. It has to be a pure fairy type Pokemon. Please do it, Game Freak. Please do it, Game Freak. At number 2 on my list, I have the last legendary. It is the Grass and Psychic Pokemon, Celebi. Celebi should remain Grass type, but should have the Fairy instead of Psychic. Why? Just because I don't think that Psychic fits to Celebi more than Fairy, because it is the Guardian and it can time travel. What? Should become a Fairy type Pokemon just by looking at it. It always reminds me of Tinkerbell for some reason, just because of the green and just how it flies and the wings. Everything says that it has to be a goddamn fairy Pokemon. If it's not a fairy Pokemon, I will be so let down by Game Freak. So Game Freak, don't let me down, and don't let so many other Pokemon fans out there let down just because you give Celebi Grass and Psychic and not Grass and Fairy. At number 1, I have yet another duo. It is Snubbull and Granbull. In the Pokédex entry, it states that Snubbull and Granbull are both the fairy Pokemon, so it's only logical for them to be fairy type Pokemon. I would give them the only type fairy, not fairy normal, no, pure fairy, just fairy. Just screw normal, but they're not normal, they are fairy Pokemon. They'll not have that normal standing on their type matchup. I do think that these two must have the fairy type If it's fairy and normal, if it's pure fairy, thank God. Or should I say thank Arceus. These two have to be fairy type Pokemon. One way or the other, it has to be. There is no other way that these will not be fairy type Pokemon. It is only logical, and it would be so stupid because it says in the Pokédex they are the fairy Pokemon. So there you have it. Those were my top 10 Pokemon that should become a fairy type in Pokemon X and Y. I do thank you for watching this top 10 video, and I do hope that those 20 likes will be smashed to pieces so that I can give you guys a new series, the top 10 Thursday. If you thought that one of these Pokemon did not belong in my list, well then tell me which Pokemon should become a fairy type Pokemon and which Pokemon should not become a fairy type Pokemon, which was on my list. Anyways, I do thank you for watching. If I was worthy of your time and should be in the future, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for letting me present to you my top 10 Pokemon that should become a fairy type, and goodbye.